friends, it's Rana, and today we're gonna see if booktubers, i.e. me, read the books that we buy. Do we really read the books we buy, or we just buy them to make book hauls? I consider myself a booktuber that doesn't do a lot of book hauls. I don't do a monthly book haul or a book haul every now and then. I only make book hauls when I accumulate a good number of books, or if there is a book fair or book sale. I always love to check how fast I am reading the books I am buying and how long do they sit on my shelves. But last time I made this "Do I read the books I buy" video, it was 3 years ago. I can't believe that time went that fast, but it's been 3 years since the last time I checked if I read the books I buy. So that video was in August of 2022, and after that I believe I have 8 book hauls till this moment, from that video till this moment, and we will check every single one of them to see what books I bought and if I read them. As you can see, I'm on the floor, and whenever I film on the floor, it means that I am not in the mood to be on a chair filming professionally. It is more of a spontaneous video, not a serious one. And I don't feel like listening to my old cringy self, so I'm only gonna mention what is the video and why I bought books in that video. Then I'm gonna skip ahead without hearing myself speak to see what books I bought. So I have my laptop here to see the dates and everything better. And the first book haul I posted after I made that revisiting my old book hauls video was on September the 6th, 2022, and it was a book haul from Amman International Book Fair of that year. From the thumbnail itself, I believe I didn't buy that many books that year, but let's see what we have. The first 2 books I show in this video are Empire of Gold and Kingdom of Copper, this by S.H. Chakraborty, the second and third books in the Devabadi trilogy. So we have a good start here, and I actually read both of these books and loved them. I believe, each of them 5 stars, or maybe 4 and 5. After that, we have a book called War Doctor by David Knott. This book, it is a non-fiction book about the author. I'm not gonna talk about all these books, but this book is very dear and near to my heart. I love it. It is my favorite book of that year. I really loved it, so of course I read it, and I am planning to reread it. Even though it is a very hard read, I'm planning to read it in the future. Then we have 2 books by Brandon Sanderson, or a book split in 2 by Brandon Sanderson, are Rhythm of 4 Part 1 and Part 2. You obviously know that I read these 2 books. If you watched my last video, it went a little bit of a viral video according to my channel usual views, and it sparked a lot of discussions in the comments. I still have to reply to all of them, but yes, I read these 2 books and didn't like them. Then we have a teeny tiny little book called Imsaad by Ghassan Kanafani, a small novella, if you may say, by a Palestinian author called Ghassan Kanafani, and I also read this one. Then we have another short Arabic book called Ruqaq al-Quran by, I believe his name is Ibrahim Omar al-Sakran, and I also read this one. So these are the 7 books I bought during this book haul, and all of them I already read. So I'm happy about that. I know that the more recent the video or the book hauls are gonna be, the more unread books they're gonna have, but I'm happy that at least I have 1 book haul with all the books mentioned in it are read. The book haul after that is nearly 9 months after the first one, and it is from June 2023, and from my charity book sale, the one I always visit every year. And this one, I believe I bought a good number of books in it. The first book we have is a book that at that point when I bought it, I had already read the book, and I bought a copy of it because I don't have one, and it is This Is Going to Hurt by Adam Kay. So technically, a book I bought after I read is a read book. The same thing is for the next book, and it is The Secret History by Donna Tartt. I also have read it at that point. I quickly read it, and I didn't enjoy it, even though it is one of the most hyped books on BookTube. That's why I bought it to give it another chance. It's been 2 years and I yet have to do it, but at least I read it in the past. So another read case Then we have a non-fiction self-help book called Outliers by Malcolm Gladwell. I recently read it, or last year I read it. I remember now that at that charity book sale, I bought more books that I already read and loved than books I didn't. And the next book is The Nightingale by Christine Hanna. I bought it because I love this book. I have the hardback edition of it, and I love this cover. This blue gorgeous cover. That's why I bought it, and it was for so cheap, so why not? Okay, our first unread book, and it is called The Woman Warrior. It is still on my shelves. It is still on my TBR. I still didn't read it. Am I really excited for it that much now? Not really, but I'm gonna read it one day in the future. So the first book that is still on my TBR. Another book that I already read and loved before I bought the book copy, and it is A Thousand Splendid Suns by Khaled Hosseini. The reason I bought this copy is because I originally read it translated to Arabic, thinking that the author is Arab because of his name, but he is actually Afghani American, and he originally wrote the book in English. That's why I bought it and read it in English too. So I also read this copy. Oh, okay. The Bookseller of Kabul. I read it, disliked it a lot, and then unhold it. So I'm gonna count it with the read books, but I no longer own it. This book too, I think I got rid of it. It is called Into the Magic Shop by James R. Doty. At the cover it says that it is about neurosurgery and this doctor and whatever, but it was a lot of bullshit was in that book. That's why I DNF'd it and unhold it. I didn't care to read it. It wasn't about neurosurgery, it was about meditation and thinking and whatnot. So I didn't complete it. Do No Harm by, what's his name? Henry March. This book is still on my TBR. I'm really still pretty interested in reading it. I am thinking of reading it for non-fiction November this year. Hopefully I will get around to it. Then we have The Man Who Mistook His Wife for a Hat by Oliver Sacks. Read it, didn't like it that much, but I still own it because I like the cover. Next book is also another one still on my TBR, and it is called The Girl from Aleppo by Nujeen Mustafa. It is a non-fiction book about the Syrian girl, disabled girl, how she escaped war, and I still didn't read it. The next book we have, another book I still didn't read it, and it is A Fine Balance, a big historical Indian literary book, if I remember correctly. And I still didn't read it because I'm very intimidated by the size. But I'm really surprised that it's been 2 years since I bought it. I feel like it's been more recent. Another unread book, Atonement by Ian McQueen. I bought it because I heard a lot about this book and about the movie. I never watched the movie or read the book, but I'm very interested in them because a lot of people say great things about them, and good enough. I never got spoiled for either of the movie or the book. The next book is My Brilliant Friend by Elena Ferranti. I recently read it this year, and I am thinking about making a short video about it, talking about my thoughts on it, like a review sort of video, but I'm not really that excited to do that. So if you would like to see that video, please tell me, encourage me to finally sit down and talk about it. Have a Little Faith by Mitch Albom, still on my shelves, still didn't read it. So these are all the books from this book haul. I knew I'm not gonna do such a great job as the first book haul, but I didn't know that I'm gonna do this bad in the second book haul. The third book haul we have from October 2023, and I don't know why I bought books in this video. I think they were random books I picked from here and there and accumulated them in one video, if I remember correctly. Oh, the first book, a book I love, and it is Battle Royale by Kushun Takami. It is The Hunger Games before the Hunger Games. I don't like to say that, but it is the best description of it. I love it a lot. So of course I read it. Still haven't watched the movie yet. Oh no, I remember what this book haul was about. It is the books I bought from International Book Fair from 2024. Yes, that's right. A Terrible Kindness by Browning Rowe. Still haven't read it. I am really intrigued by the synopsis of this book and the cover of this book. That's why I picked it up. I never heard any booktubers talking about it. So I'm really thinking that it's gonna be a 5 stars. It is on my 5-star prediction list. Shadow of the Gods by Johnny Gwynne. I read it. It was a decent fantasy book. No Longer Human by Osamu Dazai. Very hyped book, very hyped book. And I don't think it deserved the hype when I read it. Good Girl, Bad Blood, the second book in this trilogy by Holly Jackson. I read the first book long ago, watched the series last year, I believe, and I meant to reread the first book so I could jump into the second book, but I feel too lazy to do that. Maybe I'm gonna read a summary of it so I could refresh my mind about what happened, then jump into the second book. But till this moment, I'm not really that excited to do that. An Agatha Christie book, Murder at the Vicarage, still haven't read it. A Midsummer's Night's Dream by William Shakespeare. I didn't read it yet. I just love to collect his works in this edition. I really enjoy it. I read Macbeth in this edition during uni and I loved it a lot. That's why I bought A Midsummer's Night's Dream. Then I bought, I believe, 3 books from the Harry Potter series that I was missing from my collection because I used to reread them as audiobooks or borrowing them from my friends. Then I started to slowly collect them in this Bloomsbury edition. And these were the last books missing from my collection. I, of course, read them, but not in these exact ones. Then we have Zaman Khuyul Bayda by Ibrahim Nasrallah, another Palestinian book that on my shelves and I didn't read it yet. I know, sad. I have many great books on my shelves that still have to be read. Another Arabic book called Ar-Rahman wa Shaitan by Firas Sawah. I started reading it, then got a little bit bored, put it on hold, and it is still on hold till this moment. So these are for all these books that I bought from Amman International Book Fair 2024. The fourth book haul is from March 2024, and this one I believe is an accumulation of random books, not the previous one. Let's see what the first book we have, and it is Guards by Terry Pratchett. I bought it with my best friend and I read it. I read it this year, I believe. Enjoyed it. Very fun. After that, I have Almond by Won Pyong-sun. One of my favorite books ever. I always recommend it, and whenever I recommend it to someone and they actually read it, they love it too. It is my go-to recommendation with A Thousand Splendid Suns. Then we have 3 books by Joe Abercrombie, his First Law trilogy. I still haven't read it. It hasn't been so long, only like a year, so I'm not really feeling bad about it. I believe that I'm gonna love the series. A lot of people, I heard their opinions on it and how they describe it. It feels like it's gonna be like Lok Lamora situation. Then we have أرض البرتقال الحزين by Ghassan Kanafani. It is another novella by the same Palestinian author of Saad. And this one is actually a gift from my boss. He gave it to me after he heard that I love reading books, which was really sweet of him. And I actually read it. Then we have A Disappointment of a Read called Notes from Underground by Fyodor Dostoevsky. Read it, didn't really like it as much as Crime and Punishment. Called بينما ينام العالم by Suzanne Abu Hawa. I read it, enjoyed it. Another favorite. I adore it. A great book. If you'd like to read something by a Syrian author about Syria, I recommend this one. Then we have the Selected Poems of Emily Dickinson. I surely did read this one too. Lonely Castle in the Mirror by someone Japanese. I can't read the name now. And I highly expected to love this book from the premise, from the gorgeous cover, but it ended up being 3 stars. Funny enough, aside from the first Law trilogy, I read every single book in this book haul. Wow, okay. I did a good job, actually. I'm proud of myself. The 5th book haul is from the book sale of last year. It was posted in June 2024, and the first book we bought is Homo Deus by Harari. Didn't read it yet because it took me a long time to read his first book, Sapiens, and I need a break before I start reading the second book because it took me a lot of time to finish. The God of Small Things. Read it, didn't like it, hated it actually. I didn't get rid of it because I love this cover. The main reason why I read this book or why I was interested in it for many years is the cover. I don't know why, but this cover, it's alluring to me. I really love it. So I didn't get rid of it. I maybe will do soon in the future, but for now I'm gonna keep it. Another case of 1,000 Splendid Suns. I read the book of the Kite Runner in Arabic many years ago, and when I saw this edition, the same one of 1,000 Splendid Suns, I said to myself, why not? Let's add it to the collection. I'm gonna reread it in English soon and make a book review of it. Then we have كائن لا تحتمل خفته by Milan Kundera, or The Unbearable Lightness of a Being. Still on my TBR, didn't read it. Another book that I already read, then bought a book copy of it. I didn't believe that I even saw this gorgeous copy of it in the book fair, and it is The Girl with the Louding Voice by Abi Darrier. I love it a lot. If you want a recommendation for a Nigerian book, I recommend you this. Very, very good book. Heartbreaking, very sad and hard to read, but very good book. And then we have Untamed by Ghislaine Dully. I bought this book without knowing what was it about. I said it before in my unhaul video, and I later found out that it is a non-fiction book, a biography about the author and how she became lesbian, about her coming out story and whatever. I put it in my unhaul video and I got rid of it. The 100-year-old man who climbed out of the window and disappeared. This one still haven't read. Very, very funny title. I don't know why, I just like the title. Still haven't read it, still on my shelves. Hidden Figures, the Little Readers edition. I didn't read it because after I bought it, I found out that it is for young readers and got a little bit discouraged and sad about it. That's why I still didn't read it. The Fifth Wave, I actually read this year. It was a really good book. Am I gonna complete the series? Nah. The Blue Between the Sky and Water by Suzanne Abul Hawa, still on my shelves, still on my TBR. رباعيات عمر الخيام, another book that I read this year. I'm happy that a lot of books I read this year, even though I didn't read that much of books, but most of them were from my owned TBR. The 6th book haul is from October 2024 from Amman International Book Fair of last year. So let's see what I bought last year. I'm pretty sure that most of what I bought last year are still unread. Here we go. The first book we have is شموع النهار. It is a book about atheism in the modern day or something like that, and how it affects today's generation and whatever. Still haven't read it. تثبيت حجية السنة ونقد أصول المنكرين. I read it. It is a short book about hadith, and I found it to be mediocre and flat, to be honest. Then we have Samarkand by Amin Ma'louf. It is translated to English under the same title, and I still didn't read it, even though it is one of my most anticipated books on my TBR. The second 7 volumes of a long-ass series, historical books they are actually, they are Al-Bidaya wa Nihaya by Ibn Kathir. I was planning to read, laugh with me at myself, a volume of them every month and a half, starting 2025, and I didn't start any of them yet because of my reading slump and slow reading situation. I just started last night reading 2 pages of the introduction of the first book. So it's gonna be a long journey. Then we have 3 books in a trilogy by Saoud Sanusi, the same author of The Bonbon Stock. It is his latest and most hyped, his first series actually, his first trilogy. It's been very well received lately. I got these 3 books signed by him and didn't read them yet, even though I was planning to read them all before the next international book fair, and the next international book fair is in 10 days. So yeah, didn't happen. See, I only read 1 book from last year book fair haul. And the 7th and last book haul is from May 2025, and it is from the charity book sale, the annual charity book sale. I believe I didn't read any of these books, but let's see. Okay, the first book is actually a copy I bought after reading the book, etc., etc., and it is The Giver by Lois Lowry. We have The Orphan Master's Son by Adam Johnson. I vaguely heard about this title before, but when at the book sale, I read the synopsis and it was really interesting. That's why I bought it. Then we have Interpreter of Melodies by Jumba Lahiri, still on my TBR. Paul 4321, still on my TBR. You Are a Badass, still unread on my TBR. The Red Tent, not read yet. Saut Farrih, or A Voice in the Wind, still unread. Maut Saghir on my TBR. An Ember in the Ashes, guess what? Still unread on my TBR. And last but not least, The Summer Book by Tove Johnson. I actually am currently reading this book. I noticed a pattern here. The books I buy from Amman International Book Fair or randomly from other bookstores, I read quicker than the books I buy from the charity book sale. And the reason I think is because the books are a lot cheaper in the book sale, dirt cheap. I tend to pick up books that I am a little bit interested in them. I'm not very excited to read them. That's why they are still on my shelves, on my TBR shelf, because I'm not that much excited about them, but I bought them because it is a bargain book for 1 JD, why not? If I counted correctly, I have read 35 books from these book hauls. I DNF/unhauled 2 books. I am currently reading 1 book, and the number of books I have still on my TBR is 40 books. I was hoping that I read at least half of the books, but oh well. Did I do a good job? Tell me that I did a good job. I think I did an alright job reading these books, but I still have them. Most of them I didn't pay full price, so it is not that much of a lose situation. So that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please subscribe to see my future videos, and I will see you next time. Bye!